Today we go over Star Wars The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson's explanation of why Rey's parents were nobodies. This is Mike Zero here once again. If you guys are new here to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So as you all know, there's a lot of criticism when it comes to Star Wars The Last Jedi. One of the biggest pieces is, of course, that Rey comes from nobody. Her parents are just essentially junk traders who sold her off for drinking money, according to Kylo Ren at least. Now, director and writer Rian Johnson recently hopped on the Empire Magazine podcast, and they talked about Star Wars, eventually discussing Star Wars The Last Jedi, and he got on the subject of Rey's parents and exactly how he came to the decision of making them nobodies. So this is what Rian Johnson had to say to the fans. So Rian Johnson states this: "I went through all the possibilities of who her parents could be," Johnson said. "I made a list with the upsides and downsides, a list that was probably promptly destroyed by a Harry Lucasfilm intern. He landed where he did because he was fond of breaking out from the notion that the Force is this genetic thing that you have to be tied to somebody to have. It's the anybody can be president idea, which I liked introducing. The foremost thing, though, was just dramatically storytelling-wise. You had a bad guy that you could hate, that you can project your shadow on to just cleanly, and he's evil. With that one line, 'I am your father,' suddenly that easy answer gets taken away from you, and he's something that our protagonist has a relationship to." And he goes on to say, in conclusion, "The hardest thing to hear is, nope, this is not going to define you," Johnson added. And in fact, Kylo is going to use this to try and undercut your confidence, so you'll feel you have to learn on him for your identity. You're going to have to make the choice to find your own identity in this story." So the main reason here as to why he made Rey's parents essentially nobodies, I know a lot of people theorize that maybe she was a Kenobi, a descendant of the Palpatines, maybe even Luke Skywalker's daughter, or born through the Force, etc. So many different theories out there, and her parents essentially ended up being nobodies by writer and director Rian Johnson, which received, quite a bit of criticism for the movie itself. The main reason why he did this was to essentially break from the whole genetic thing of the Force, how only certain families can be very, very powerful within the Force, and he essentially wanted it to be applied to anybody in the galaxy. And he also actually threw in a hint there at the very end of The Last Jedi when the stable boy uses the Force to grab the broomstick and grabs it and starts sweeping away. That right then and there was Rian Johnson explaining and hinting in that movie that anybody can actually have these Force powers and have the potential to becoming a Jedi. So what do you guys feel about Rian Johnson's explanation on Rey's parents and how they are nobodies, and overall the whole entire concept of what Rian Johnson explained as breaking out from the notion that the Force is this genetic thing that you have to be tied to somebody to have? Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. And thank you also very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.